Okay guys, so today we'll go into chapter 1. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 basically is going to be asked for 10 to 15 marks. Okay, this is how this chapter will come for 10 to 15 marks you can expect from chapter 1. Right? So first of all, before we dive into this chapter, what is chapter 1 topic name? We don't know, sir. Correct. Before we dive into chapter 1, we'll understand what is economics first. Right? Because a lot of students will not know this. Why are we studying this chapter called economics? What is economics? Right? So I'll ask you one basic question. What is economics? Let me ask you, what is max? What will you tell? Sir, is some one calculation, sir. Numbers they'll give you, they'll calculate. What is physics? What is chemistry? What is biology? Tell me, what is biology? What is biology? Tell me, guys. Something dealing with life. Study of plants and animals. Can I keep it like that in simple terms? Right? That is biology. Physics. What is physics? Can I study of nature law? Like gravity you would have studied. Sun, speed of light. All study of nature. Laws of nature. Can I say it like that? Right? Similarly, what is economics? Is what I'm asking. Any idea? Study of resources. Okay. What is economics for you? Nothing wrong. No wrong and right answers are not there. You guess whatever it is. You have studied this subject? Oh, okay. Well and good. You tell me. Study of money, someone is saying. Study of an economy. Okay. I'll call one friend of mine. His name is Thanos Babu. Okay. Name is Thanos Babu. You have seen Infinity War, everyone? All full on crying. Iron Man died and all. You'll see that movie now. To learn economics. You'll see that movie, everyone. Okay. You'll see.
Little one, it's a simple calculus. This universe is finite, its resources finite. If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist. It needs correction.
You don't know that!
I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
So what did he say? So he said certain things. I'll explain. He said resources are finite, right? Yes or no? It needs some correction. Human wants are unlimited. He said resources are finite. So it needs some correction, he is saying. That is what the video was talking about. So we will see what are those topics. Something he said. We will see certain examples before we move on. He said something called wants. Human wants are unlimited. What is wants? Nothing but I want. You would have told your mom, no? I want chocolate. That is your desire for chocolate to eat. Desire to eat. I want milkshake. Desire to drink. Something like that. Right? Resources. What is resources according to economics? Which is capable of satisfying your wants are called as resources. For example, if you are thirsty, that's your want. Correct? What is the resource? Water. Water is a resource. Why water is a resource? Because it is satisfying your thirst. Right? That is a resource. Are we clear with this? So, society is nothing but a group of people. Okay? That is what it is. Now, we will connect what Thanos has said to economics now. He brings in a concept called scarcity. Scarcity. Why was he killing you? Tell me. He was saying if the universe is growing too much big. Correct? Universe is growing too much big. People are starving without food. If I kill people, some people will get food. he brings in a concept of scarcity. So, is he a genius or not? He's a genius, huh? We'll see what is scarcity. Okay, he brings in a concept called scarcity. We'll see what is the definition of scarcity. Resources do not exist in adequate quantity and have alternative uses to satisfy the requirements in relation to the wants of the society. Yappa, such a big definition for scarcity. In simple terms, it is not enough. In simple term, it is not enough. Okay, that is called scarcity. So, important 2 points he has pointed. One, not adequate quantity. One, it is not an adequate quantity. Second, resources might have alternative uses. One, what is that? It has limited in quantity. That is one. That is the reason, one of the reasons why scarcity is formed. Second thing is, it has alternative uses, okay, of a wants of the society. We'll put this into an example. Now, this group of people are there, right? Now, let's say during the lockdown, your flat was there. I do not know you lived in a flat. Assume you are living in a flat. People were there. Now, during lockdown, lorry water was very on high demand. Correct? Water was not coming in on time. Now, water was there, but was not enough. Correct? What were you using it for? You were using it for drinking only or bathing. You were not using it. You are using it lesser for cleaning purposes. Using it lesser for watering the plants. So, water has alternative uses also. Yes or no? Because of this, there is a scarcity. Right? The same water, you can use it for what? For drinking or cooking or pouring into the plants. So, same water might have alternative uses. So, you can't satisfy all the uses by one individual. So, that is why there is scarcity. Or water can itself be less sometimes. That is also one of the examples. That is why there is scarcity. Are we clear here? Are we all clear? Done. So can we answer this question? Can we answer this question, everyone? Economic goods are considered scarce resources because 1. They cannot be increased. 2. Do not exist in adequate quantity to satisfy the requirements of the society. 3. Are primary importance in satisfying social requirements. 4. Are limited to man-made goods. What is your answer, you think? The answer is 2. Goods are considered scarce because they do not exist in adequate quantity to satisfy the human wants. Are we clear? That is the reason. Are we all clear on this? So, when I use the term scarcity, what do I mean? Read this question and try to answer. A. Do I mean absolute lack of scarcity in less developed countries? B. Relative scarcity, that is scarcity in relation to the wants of the society, or scarcity during the time of business failure and natural calamities? Scarcity caused on account of excessive consumption by rich. What do I mean by here? What do I mean by here when I say scarcity? When I mean scarcity, it is always relative. It is always relative to the relation of the wants of the society. That is, I might want, is water there? Water is there. To drink is there? It is there. But I want to do thousands of things. That time scarcity arises. In simple sense, there is no water or what? Answer is no. There is water. Right? But relative to my wants, relative to my needs, those resources are not enough to satisfy all my needs. Right? I can choose. I have water to drink or I have water to pour to the plants. I have to choose what I want. So it is very relative scarcity concept. Whenever they say in economic scarcity, it is relative. There is scarcity to this group of people for their wants. Are we clear on this? Done. So, law of scarcity applies for everyone or only few people. Can we read this and tell? Can you read this and tell? Law of scarcity applies to who? Can you read this and tell? Any answers? C. Law of scarcity implies the consumer will never completely get satisfied. This is the answer. Even in socialist, if you don't, whatever, wherever you go, consumers can never be happy or they will never be satisfied. That is law of scarcity. Scarcity, that's what it is. Whatever you do, okay, there will be scarcity. That is the concept. Are we all clear with this? About the concept of scarcity. What did we revise? Scarcity means why they arise. Two reasons they arise for. What are the two reasons? One is limited in number, first of all. Second thing is their alternative uses they have. Right? It's a concept of relative scarcity. And humans will always have scarcity problem. Because wants are always unlimited. That is why. Are we clear? Before I move ahead, any questions you can ask. Now, Thanos. Okay, we'll try to understand what is the logic behind it. What is he trying to do in that movie? Okay. Say, few in numbers, alternative use brings scarcity. We know humans have unlimited wants. Right? We have limited resources, right? So what is happening as you see in the balance? Wants are more than resources. That's what the feeling of Thanos was. What he did, he went and collected all the 6 stones, no? He collected the 6 stones. What he did later? He snapped, right? Like what we do, no? Snapping. He snapped. Once snapped, what he thought was, it'll balance out. I'll kill 50% of the population. So 50% population died means wants become very less. Wants fall by 50%. Right? But resources are the same. Right? So everyone can be so happy. So happy. So is he right? So he took a decision. To snap and kill 50% of the population to satisfy this equation. Okay. Is he correct? Is he correct or not in doing this? It's correct, sir. One guy is. We'll see it in the end of the day or end of economics. Was he right or not? Okay. Now, this leads to one thing he said, no? He took a decision to balance that unlimited wants with limited resources. That's what he did. We are researching this, we are studying this topic, right? This is nothing but economics. So, what is economics? Is the study of process by which unlimited wants are satisfied with limited resources. If I am going to study something which is satisfying, how is it satisfying? So many people are wanting so many things. With limited resources, they are satisfying their wants. How are they satisfying? If I am going to do a study on that study is nothing but we call it as economics. The field of studying of scarcity, how we are going to solve the problem of scarcity is known as economics. Are we clear with this? So if someone comes and asks you, if what is economics, what will you tell? It's the study of by which you are going to satisfy your unlimited wants with limited resources. Is known as economics. Are we all clear with this concept? Now, we will see some bookish definitions of economics, what is given in your book. This is what is given in your book, right? See, there are different people have defined different things about economics, okay? If you took Adam Smith, he has defined economics as science of wealth, right? Alfred Marshall, science of material well-being. They will give you one quote, okay? He would have said certain definition. This is said by who? Okay, exams can be asked in that kind of scenario. I have made a complete list. Who said what sheet? Okay, that is, they'll give you one statement. This was told by who? They'll ask you. Okay, so I made one sheet called Who Said What. I will share you that also, so that before the exam day, if you revise that, that is more than enough. Okay, from teaching aspect, there's nothing to teach in that, right? Just you should know who said what, right? That is more than enough, right? Now, economics, where this subject comes from, the word economics comes from a Greek word called oikonomia. Oikonomia means household management or household. Okay, this brings to your mom. Today, your mom would have opened the kitchen, right? Would have seen what is there. Milk is there. Sugar is there. Sugar is there. Tea is there. Okay. Should have seen what are the resources she has. I know I have to feed my husband and kids. Do something. What she is doing. Satisfying your wants with the limited resources she has. This is how economics was born. Household management. This is nothing but, correct? This is also satisfying your wants only, right? That is why it's called as oikonomia or economics from the Greek word household. Okay. Two fundamental things you should always know in economics is that fundamentally human wants are unlimited. Whatever I give you, human wants are unlimited. Second thing is what? To satisfy those human wants, we have limited resources. That's it. Human wants are unlimited. We have limited resources to satisfy them. Are we clear? That is what the definition in your book also says of economics. The study of process by which relatively scarce resources are allocated to satisfy your unlimited human wants in a society. This is what the definition in complicated terms, which I have broken it down for you. Are we understanding this sentence? Just read through it. Are we understanding the sentences right now? Now what they are trying to say, when you are read in the first time, it's like relatively scared. This is what they are trying to say. Are we clear? So when I say economics, now when I say economics, what should be the first thing which should strike you? Scarcity. So if they say the word economics is the study of scarce resources. Okay. Now, economists regard decision making. Thanos took a decision to snap, right? The decision of studying is what you're going to study in economics, right? So, regard decision making as important because of why? A. Resources required to satisfy our unlimited wants and needs are infinite, and resources are scarce. It's crucial to understand how we have to use the resources, our scarce resources, to satisfy the society's unlimited wants and needs. C. Resources have alternative uses. D. All of the above. All of the above. One of the students here, immediately I read the A. Sir, A is the answer, sir. A is the answer, sir. They went. Right? In economics, because it's MCQ paper, request you to read all the A, B, C, D options. Okay? Once you read everything, you will understand, B also can be, C can also be. Then D, they nicely gave you a clue called all of the above. So, it is all of the above is the answer. So, P, I have a point to it. Now, coming to Mr. Thanos Babu, right? What did he do? He took a decision to snap the entire universe, right? It's a big decision or small decision? Very big decision, correct? So, we'll see this decision, right? If you take it big, you take it small, it is categorized into two types of things. One is microeconomics. One is called as microeconomics. The second one is called as macroeconomics. Macroeconomics. Now we'll see what is macroeconomics first, then we'll move on to micro. Okay. Now if I take a decision which affects the entire country, if I take a decision which affects the entire country, then it is called as macroeconomics. Okay, macroeconomics. For example, now vaccines, COVID vaccines, we are still in COVID only, no? Everyone, all mask and online classes are still there, right? Now tell me, now who is taking the decision to put vaccine for? Government is taking decision. Okay, above 60 only now can put vaccine. Is it affecting the entire nation? Because of this decision, is it affecting you or entire nation? It is affecting the entire nation. So this kind of things are known as macroeconomics. The decision which is taken to satisfy the unlimited ones, that is everyone wants to be from, what is the want is to be free from COVID, but limited resources are there, right? But government is trying to balance this both. The decision they have taken, this decision will belong to macroeconomics. Are we clear? Are we all clear? Any questions? Demonetization, is it micro or macro? Is it affecting you only or affecting the entire country? The whole nation, right? That is also macroeconomics. Simple terms, anything which is affecting everyone, macro. Only affecting you, micro. Okay? Can we answer this question? Macroeconomics is the study of what? The national economy and global economy as a whole. Okay? That is the option. Now we will see what is micro. What is micro? Micro, the word micro itself, let's say individuals, firms or industry. They also satisfy their limited resources and unlimited wants. Don't you think so? Let's take an example. Imagine it's your birthday. Congrats, it's your birthday. We'll sing all songs for you. Okay. Now, what all you want to buy for your birthday? What do you want to buy? Tell me. You want to buy dress, chocolates, cake, and throw a party for your friends and all with social distancing. Right? Everything you want to do. See, you have come to a kanjoos place. Okay? I am one of the biggest kanjoos. I will only give you 1,000 rupees. What will you do now? Max to max, you will scold me first. Day, it's my birthday, you're giving only 1,000 rupees. Correct? Then you will be like, okay, maaf kijiye. You will say, okay, I'll buy one dress. That's still 1,000 rupees gone. Here and that chocolates you will have, you will buy for the rest of the money. But you will cut down your throwing a party, buying cake and all. Correct? But you are trying to balance your wants and needs. Right? You are taking a decision what to buy, what to not to buy. To satisfy yourself. Correct? That decision you took affected you only, right? Right? Very small circle, your friends. That decision is known as microeconomics. Are we all clear with what is microeconomics, what is macroeconomics? Any other questions? More than welcome to ask. State-wise is macro. You can take it as. Yeah? Now, we will see what is micro and macro in detail now. Micro means individual people or individual firms, individual industries. Industry also will come under micro only. Okay, in 12th standard books, some books you would have studied, it comes under macro. In CA syllabus, it is micro. Okay, now what is macro? Tell me. What is India? Citizens of India is nothing but group of people of Indians, right? You, me, I put together only is India, right? So if I accumulate microeconomics, won't it become macroeconomics? Making sense, everyone? Making sense or not? If I accumulate everyone, it becomes macroeconomics. If I take all the decision put together, it is macroeconomic. That is why they say macroeconomics is nothing but summation of microeconomics. Okay, or in other terms, macroeconomics is also called as aggregate economics. What is aggregate economics? Aggregate is nothing but total, as we saw aggregate 50 with also, no? Similarly, aggregate economics. Are we clear? So can we answer this question? The study of economic behavior of an individual firm or industry in the national economic is called as what? The study of economic behavior of an individual firm or industry in the national economy is called what? It is called as microeconomic study of individual firm. Nave micro. Go for it. Microeconomics. Macroeconomics is also called as what? I told you it's called as aggregate economics. Okay. Why am I repeating? I would have told you that, and I ask you question wise is just to put it in your head, right? Sometimes when we say students are listening mode, you're not writing or reading anything, you tend to forget it. When I ask you again, you will be like, something, right? Just to put it in your mind. That is why I am repeating it, right? Microeconomics deals with what? Does it deal with external value of money, employment, saving and investment, or consumer behavior? Now, some students will get confused here. These terms and all I did not study. What are you asking, right? In exam also, you are going to get questions which you are not going to study, right? Employment. Do you need to study for this? What is employment? Employment means work, right? Employment is it a general term or only specific to you or individual? It's a general term, right? So would that be microeconomics? A general term would be microeconomics? No, it will be macroeconomics, right? Similarly, you have to read every statement, give yourself justification whether it will make sense or not, right? Because instead of savings and investments, I will write something else: exports and imports. Questions can be changed. Concept will lie. Exports and imports. Is it macro or micro? It is macroeconomics. Because you know it is happening all over India, not only by you, right? But consumer behavior is a concept of a consumer, is an individual. So it is microeconomics, deals with microeconomics. Through questions, if you practice, you will understand these things, how to solve it. Okay? That is why you have to solve many questions. Now let's take what is macroeconomics. Deals with what? Study of firms or general price levels, consumer behavior or factor pricing. Which deals with macroeconomics? Macroeconomics deals with general price levels. Okay? Macroeconomics then, because general price levels means what? General, what is the price? It affects everyone. It is general price levels. This is how you have to get trained on things. Okay? Not every term in your book or questions can be taught to you. Study of firms means what? Studying firms only, how they are operating. It's a study of a firm is micro. You know it. Concept you should know. Afterwards, you have to go about. Are we all clear with it? Okay, now application based question. Can we read? Which of the following is not a subject matter of microeconomics? Price of mangoes. Which is not? Read the word. Not. Matter of microeconomics. Price of mangoes. Cost of producing a fire truck for the fire department. The quantity of mango produced for the mango market. The national economy annual growth rate. D. Is this anything related with the microeconomics? Answer is no. They don't. Answer is D is the answer. Okay. Can we answer this? A study of how increases in the corporate income tax rate will affect the national unemployment level is an example of what? Macroeconomics. Are we clear? Macroni. Right? Understanding illava. All understanding, sir. Which of the following does not suggest macro approach for India? Please tell me. Does not approach. Which does not suggest a macro approach. What do you think? Determining the GNP of India, micro or macro? It is macro. So, okay, it is macro. The question is does not approach. So, it's inflation of India. Inflation means what? General prices are increasing. That is macro. Analyzing of causes of failure in industry in providing large scale employment. Large scale employment, they are giving you a suggestion. And B, this can also be one of it, right? Keep this, hold on. This is not macro yet, okay? This is not macro yet because we saw industry can be microeconomics. But can we read the B option? Finding the causes of failure of ABC Limited. ABC Limited is one individual firm. It is going to be micro, right? Now, MCQ means what? Correct, both the answers are correct, one only answer. One answer. By elimination of this becomes the answer. Okay. If they had given you something else in this, let's say they have got exports, imports they have given you, something like that, then the tentative answer could have gone in this way. Okay. Given the choice of things. Okay. So they are saying here providing large scale unemployment. Oh, it's affecting a lot of people. That is what their intention is. Okay. And subtly they are putting it. Right. So that is how it is. Sorry?
If it was does, it does suggest a macro approach.
It does means the option will be, there are multiple. This is also macro, this is also macro. So they asked a question, which of the following, if does not occur, remove not, does suggest. The answer is A, C as well as D. That cannot be MCQ will not come like that. Now, we will get into another definition called microeconomics, right? Now, in microeconomics, you studied what? What all we studied? We studied individual, firms and industries, right? Now, what is a firm? Can I call firms as business? Business and firms are same? Can I call that business? Okay, what is a business? What is a business? Business, can I say, it is nothing but which produces goods and services or renders services, right? Or sells goods and services or stores goods and services. It can be anything. It can be it can produce, sell or store, right? To who? To the customer. So production or distribution or storage or selling the product to the consumer means it's a business. That is the definition of a business. Now, when you apply economics to firms or businesses, there is a concept called business economics. Very simple. You apply the concept of economics in business. Now, example. Now, let's take a company called Jio. Now, do they have needs? Do they do they have wants? Jio? Yes, they want to be the number one telecom, telecom industry, right? Being number one in the telecom industry. Do they have unlimited wants? Sorry, unlimited resources? No, they also have limited resources. So even they have to take decisions to balance those unlimited ones with limited resources. So that economics which they use there by businesses, we call it as business economics. Okay, are we clear? This is another subsection, that's it. Any questions here? Because businesses also will have limited resources and unlimited ones. Right? Now, this economics, business economics has different wordings, right? Different ways of calling them. We'll see what are they. Business economics is also called as managerial economics. Can you write it down or underline? It is also known as managerial economics or applied economics, because you are applying it in the business scenario, right? So it fills the gap between economic theories and business practice. So we are going to study a lot of business theories, right? And we are going to apply it in the business scenario. I assume everyone knows law of demand, right? Or simple terms, if you increase the price, demand will, you won't purchase. Correct? That is law of demand. For now, you take it like that. That is the concept, economic theory. Now, even businesses will use this. No, hey, don't increase too much price. We won't buy it. They won't. Customers won't. You are applying it. That no, you are selling one product. While selling a product, you are applying these theories. Correct? Unconsciously or consciously. These are known as business economics. Are we clear? Now, it is not business. Don't take the word business into real business also. It can be used by non-profit organization also. It's known as business economics only. Any organization which uses, it's known as business economics. Are we clear? This is the definition of it. You can read through it. I'll give you a slide in a minute. But whatever I explain is what the sense is. Are we clear? Can we answer this question then? Can we answer this question? Integration of economic theories with business practice is called what? It is also called as managerial economics, business economics, as well as applied economics. So the answer is all of the above, guys. Are we clear? Are we clear on this? Done. Now, someone has asked, is there a difference between business economics and microeconomics? Right? So, if microeconomics, right, is this, business economics comes under that. Business economics is a part of microeconomics. Someone has asked a very good question. What is the difference between micro and business? Business economics is nothing but a part of microeconomics. Okay? Whichever economics. But one more thing you have to be appreciative of. Business economics includes some elements of macroeconomics also. Some elements of macroeconomics also. Okay? I'll tell you what is this. What is this some elements in later on chapters. But just for your clarification, I'll tell you. When you are running a business, let's say Corona is a micro event or macroeconomics event. Macroeconomics event. Everyone is agreeing, right? Because it's affecting the entire nation. As a business owner, right, would you be bothered about it? Yes. So this is coming under your business economics only. So it involves some elements of macroeconomics. Not all the macroeconomics will affect you. Some elements it will affect. That is why it is. Are we clear on this? Hope your questions is answered. Good question. Can we move on to the next question, please? Which of the following is not the subject matter of business economics? See guys, I am asking you the highest level of questions which can be asked in your examination. I'm not going to ask you a very simple question like, this was a very dummy question if you ask, according to me. This is the easiest questions, straight from the book, right? I can ask like this thousands of questions for you, okay? In exam normally you can expect 30%, 40% of questions like these kind of straight out book. But as a teacher, I do not want to teach this because you would have already studied. You will be already answering these kind of questions in your, examination. These kind of questions which I show you right now, you might not be able to be in a position to answer on your own. That is why my questions will be little bit higher standard, right? So you need not be carried away that, sir, questions are getting tough and all those things. Questions which I discuss in class are going to be tough because you will not see this in your back of your, in your wherever you see the material. And one more thing, behind your book, every chapter there is some questions. Okay, all those questions are done inside the class itself, right? You need not go home and say, sir, 46 questions are there behind my book, should I solve them? I have solved it inside the class. After each concept I bought it neatly, so you would have solved it inside the class itself. So there's nothing called you have to do extra. Yes, you have to do extra, that is also there. Go home and practice questions, but more than enough these materials are. Yes, read the question and answer it. Which of the following is not a subject matter of business economics? Should our firms be in this business? B. How much should be produced and what price should be kept? How will the product be placed in the markets? D. How should we decrease the unemployment in the economy? What is the answer for this? Which one is this? The answer is D. No. How should we decrease the unemployment in the economy? Is it related with the business? It's with the country. Why would this be business economics? One question they have asked you. This is not even business economics. Right? How should our product be placed? This will affect the business. This will price in product. It will affect the business. Should I be in this firm, industry or not? It will affect my business. Unemployment rate of the country. Why should I be bothered about it? Will it affect me? Okay. So don't. This is the least out of the following. It is by elimination you are doing it. You can also say, sir, justify. Sir, if everyone is getting unemployment, business also will run out of business. To an extent, yes. But which of the answer looks little bit off here? That is what you have to choose. Higher end question, I told you. This is all. Are we clear? Now, we'll move on to a concept called economic system. What is economic system? We'll see it. Now, business is nothing but production of goods and distribution of goods and services to the consumer, we saw. Now, you add all the businesses together. Add all the businesses together in a society. Add all the business in a society. We call this as an economic system. We call this as an economic system. Okay. Now, we'll do a very quick revision of whatever we studied. So that, because we are moving into a new topic itself, we'll do a very quick revision before we go on to a new topic, so that we recollect whatever we learned. What is wants? Desires of a human beings. Goods means which are used for satisfying those wants. What is scarcity? There are two reasons why scarcity arises. One, not in adequate numbers, and have alternative uses in relation to the wants of the society. So it is a relative concept, right? So we saw what is economics. How are we going to satisfy these unlimited wants with limited resources? Study of process. How are we going to do it? Or when we take a decision, right? Study of those decisions. Right? Process can be substituted by decision also. Study of decisions. How we are going to satisfy these unlimited wants with limited resources is known as economics. Right? Then there are two types of economics. What are they? Macro and micro. What is macroeconomics? Study of decisions which affect the unlimited wants and satisfaction of unlimited wants with limited resources for the entire nation or entire global place. That is macro. Micro means you and I, individuals, firms, right? That is micro. We saw macro is nothing but a summation of micro or aggregate economics. Is another name for macroeconomics is called as aggregate economics. So what is business? We saw business is nothing but production or distribution of goods and services, right? What is business? That led to a topic. Apply this economics into business. We call it as business economics, because businesses also have the limited resources and wants problem, right? So we saw different names for business economics. What are they? Managerial economics, applied economics, right? That is how it is. We revision done. Okay, cool. Now economic system we saw. What is economic system? Sum total of businesses in a society. If you add all the businesses in a society, is known as economic system. Now, this economic system we are going to see further. There are different types of economic system. What are they? We are going to see. One is capitalist economy. One is capitalist economy. Second type is socialist economy. Second type is socialist economy. Third is mixed. What is capitalist economy? We'll see what it is. Capitalist economy means very simple. Now, this businesses are to be owned and controlled by someone. Yes or no? Are to be owned. You own your business means private guy is owning it. If businesses are owned by individuals like you and I, right? Or firms. For profit, why you own a business? To make profits only, right? For profit motive. If businesses are controlled by private individuals for profit motive, that economy, if group of those businesses, that economy we call it as capitalist economy. Are we clear with this? What is capitalist economy? Coming to that opposite, if businesses are controlled by government only, not by you and I, only government can do businesses. Okay? The entire businesses can be only done by government. For social welfare. The word is social welfare. If you see, capitalist, what is the word? For profit motive. Whereas here it is social welfare. The motive is different here. Then we call it as socialist economy. What is mixed economy? Mixture of both. Some businesses are owned by private individuals, some businesses are owned by government. Okay. Example, can you think of an economy like that? India itself is an example if you look into it. In India, if you see this economic system, we call India as an economic system. Total of all the businesses put together is known as India, correct? You and I. So, is it a mixed or a socialist or capitalist? Is a mixed, because some businesses are owned by private, some businesses are owned by government. Okay. Whereas in some other countries, some businesses all are owned by government only. No one can do anything. Right? In some other countries, only private individuals. Government will not even interfere into business. Are we clear? So, we will see one video. After this video, I will relate it to your CA syllabus and going forward each and every point. Are we clear?
Central problems of an economy. In this module, you will
the most important thing which you have to see is certain topics are going to be introduced in advance. You need not be worried about it. You can ignore them, right? The most important thing, the video you have to take away from is what are the types of economies. That is the most important thing. Later on, we will see what it is.
explain the functioning of different types of economic systems and understand the three central problems of an economy. Economy refers to the system of production, distribution and consumption of economic goods and services by different agents in a country or region. countries and governments distribute resources and exchange goods and services through economic systems in order to control the various factors of production. There are three main types of economic systems: market economy, centrally planned economy, mixed economy. Market economy is a free economy in which economic activities are carried out through free price.
So this market economy is nothing but the capitalist economy. The centrally planned economy is nothing but socialist economy. It's another name they have given. That's it. Okay, you need not be worried about it.
Mechanism independent of any intervention by the central authority. Features of market economy. Primary motive of carrying out economic activities is profit maximization. Factors of production are privately owned. Consumers are free to choose whatever they can afford. Prices of goods and services are determined by market forces of demand and supply with minimum intervention by the government. Perfect knowledge about market is available to both buyers and sellers. Centrally planned economy is an economy in which the economic activities are planned by the central government with an objective of maximizing social welfare. Features of centrally planned economy. Welfare of the society is the main objective of carrying out various economic activities. The government is the only owner of the resources. It is solely engaged in the production and distribution of goods and services. The government employs people and pays their salaries. The prices of goods and services are determined by the government. Mixed economy is a combination of market economy and centrally planned economy. In a mixed economy, the private individuals as well as the central authority determine the course of economic activities. Features of mixed economy. Public and private sectors coexist in a mixed economy. The involvement of government in production and distribution activities is aimed at the welfare of the public. The involvement of private firms in production and distribution activities is aimed at profit maximization. The prices of goods and services produced by individuals are decided by the market forces but are closely monitored by the government. Now, coming back to economic problem.
Just to give you an insight of things, even if you have not understood nothing, no issue. Just to give a picture of it, I have played that video. Okay. Anyhow, I'll be, sir, I have paid money for learning from you, not from the video. I understand. Okay. Just to give an idea of that, right? Now, we will see one by one each economy in detail. Are we clear? Now, socialist economy. What is socialist economy? There's another name for it. Right? Centrally planned economy or command economy. Okay, another name for socialist economy is centrally planned economy, command economy. Production of goods and services here what are owned by who? Government, right? For welfare purposes. That is socialist economy. Now examples are, these are the countries which are socialist economies. Okay. North Korea, China, Cuba, elsewhile USSR. These are the example of socialist economy. Right? Now, one thing you have to understand, here also in China also there are companies which are owned by private individuals. Okay. Now the world has moved into almost, you can't say mixed, but the intention of the government will be a little bit socialist. Okay. But there is no pure socialist or pure capitalist. The intention is the matter here. Okay. That is how the classifications are kept. Intention of China country is more of government welfare. Government should be involved in more businesses. That is how it is, right? That is how. Now, characteristics of this economy, we'll see. What are the characteristics? Collective ownership. What is collective ownership? That is, everyone owns equally. That is because government is owning things, right? Who is the government? People of that country is the government, right? They elect the government. So whatever government owns, it belongs to the people, property of the people. So there is a collective ownership. Are we clear here? Centrally planned authority. What is central planning authority? Government. Another word for government is central planning authority. There is one guy who plans everything. Okay, what is he planning? How to satisfy satisfy people with this limited resources. That is his planning. That is the body which governs it. Absence of consumer choice. What is this absence of consumer choice? What does consumer choice means? Choosing your own goods and services. That is not possible in socialist economy. For example, let's say you like pizza, right? You're hungry, you can go out and eat pizza right now. You pay money, you can. But in socialist economy, there can be absence of choice. They will say no pizza, only idli. Idli is there. If you want, you eat. I'll give you how much ever. 4 idlis you'll give. Eat and go. But you cannot choose what you want. You're hungry, I'll give you idli. For everyone, hunger is satisfied. But what you want will not be given. Choice is not there for you. Compulsion. Similarly. Now, relatively equal income distribution. What is a relatively equal income distribution? Income distribution. What is that? Income levels. Your dad and mom will be earning something different. Your dad and mom will be earning different. A student A, B, C, D. Everyone, mom and dad will be earning differently. Yes or no? But in socialist economy, they might be earning equally. Margin will be extra, 10,000, 20,000 extra. Like that only. Very marginal difference. But in capitalist, in different economies, it can be, in India, some people are earning 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Some people are earning 3,000, 4,000. There is, equality? No, income is different. But in socialist economy, the income distribution is equal. Reason is, government is interfering. Government will not pay someone, 1 crore, another person only 1,000 rupees. He'll try to pay equally. Every job is equal. They will try to bring that concept. Are we clear with this? Now, minimal role of price mechanism. What is price mechanism? Tell me. What is demand and supply? Good. Price mechanism means the market is determining the price. That is, let's say you want it for 10 rupees. I as a seller is willing to sell it at 10 rupees. Then the price is determined by mutual understanding. Right? Let's say you want it at 5 rupees. I will say I will sell it at 10 rupees only. Then we will negotiate, correct? I'll come at 6, no 9. Then 7.5. Both will agree on one price. So this is called price discovery or price mechanism. But in socialist economy, government is there. They'll say, boss, sell that for 10 rupees. There is nothing called price mechanism. Whatever government says, people have to sell it at that price or people have to buy it at that price. So there is minimal role of price mechanism. Are we clear here? Now, with these characteristics, you have understood what can be the merits, what can be the demerits. Questions will be asked, right? In your book notes, I have given you the list of this is a very sample method of merits and demerits. In the notes, I have given you a detailed one of it. There are 14 points, 15 points. Due to I'm not going to go by one point. You have to understand and apply it in the exam because you are not going to I don't want you to mug up. Let's understand everything is equal income. Let's say everyone is equal. Isn't a merit? Yes or no? Everyone is having same money. But isn't a demerit if you look at it? I am working so hard. I am earning 1000 rupees. He's not at all working. He's also earning 1000 rupees. Isn't that demerit also? So, same characteristics can be seen as both. Okay. Normally, if government is having all the power, what happens? Corruption happens. Yes or no? Huh? So, that is a demerit. So, these kind of things you have to classify. Questions can be asked. Which of the following is a demerit of a capitalist economy or socialist economy? Those kind of things. We will be seeing the questions once we complete it. Okay, what kind of questions are going to come? So merits and demerits, I would ask you to read on it and get back to us. Okay, any questions you can ask. We'll be more than happy to help you out in that. Now, capitalist economy. What is capitalist economy? Is also known as free market economy or laissez-faire economy. Laissez-faire economy, another way of telling. Okay, free market economy or laissez-faire economy. Here, who owns the production of goods and services? Private individuals for profit motive. Are we clear? Example of the countries are US, UK, Germany, Japan, Mexico, Singapore are all examples. Now, characteristics will come into. Okay, characteristics. What are the characteristics? Right to private property, that is, you have the right to buy a property. Whereas in the socialist, you can't buy property. Collective ownership, right? Here you have the right to buy a property on your own name. Are we clear? Second, freedom of enterprise. What is freedom of enterprise? You can choose what you want to produce. Okay? You can produce what you want. Whereas in socialist economy, you will not have freedom of enterprise. You will not start your own business to produce something of your liking. Are we clear? It is controlled. Here you have a choice to sell whatever you want. Freedom of economic choice. What did we learn in socialist? There is no absence of economic consumer choice. Here you have the choice. If you want to eat dosa, go eat dosa. If you want to eat idli, go and eat. If you want to eat pizza, go and eat pizza. Whatever you like. Profit motive, right? You want to make profit here. That is one. Consumer sovereignty. What is consumer sovereignty here, guys? Let's try to understand this word. Sovereignty. Consumer is the king. That is, let's say with an example. Okay? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Tell me a product what you want. Huh? Pizza. What do you want what you want to produce? Tell me. Some item you say. Food item you say. Burger. Okay. What do you want to produce now? Tell one item. He wants to produce cheese. Okay. Now, I am also a producer. Okay. Now, one buyer is there. He wants pizza. Okay. There is seller. You want to produce burger. He wants to produce cheese. I want to produce pizza. Okay. I want to produce pizza. Now, let's think of we are in a capitalist economy. We are the only 4 to 5 people are there in this country. Country name is called Arivupro country. Okay? Arivupro Academy country. Arivuproians we are. Okay? Let's call it as. Now, which business will succeed? Only I will succeed because I know economics. Because what does the consumer want? He wants pizza. You are selling burger. He wants pizza. What will he buy? He will buy pizza from me. Correct? To make pizza, I might buy some cheese from him. That's it. But your business is dead. You will not survive in capitalist economy at all. Whereas I will survive because I know what he wants. But who's making the decision? Who's controlling this economy? the buyer, is consumer, is the king here. He is controlling the economy. Reason being, whatever he wants only, I can sell, I should sell. Otherwise, I will not make profit, or someone else will come and make. So that is why they say consumer is the king. Sovereignty. Consumer sovereignty. That is the meaning of it. Are we clear here? Are we all clear? So in socialist economy, it might work differently. You want it? You want Italy? I have Italy. You take it. Government will say, yeah, you are hungry. No, I'll give you Italy. There is no consumer sovereignty there. Okay. Competition is there. Of course, private means more people are there. Right? More competitions are there. Absence of government interference. In capitalist economy, government will not interfere into the business. Right? That is how it is. Are we all clear with this? Any questions in regards to the characteristics? Any questions? Can you say one of the two demerits or merits? Can you guys tell me what would be the merits? Freedom of choice. Yes, you can choose whatever you want. That is a merit, right? What is a demerit? If you have to say, because of profit motive, human that sentiment will be removed. People will be profit minded. So inequality, instability, everything will come. That is all. And one more thing, like you, 1,000 people will go and start producing unwanted stuff which the consumer does not want. Waste of resources is happening, right? So all these are demerits. Merits are, it's their own points are there. Are we clear? So merits can be from any angle. Okay, some merits are there from producer angle. Some merits are there from consumer angle. Some demerits are there from producer, people angle, economy angle, right? You can see. Mixed economy. What is mixed economy? Tell me. Both, right? India is a example of production of goods and services controlled by private as well as government, right? There is coexistence of private and public sector, right? So government will administer here the price. Government will play a positive role. That is, in let's say you will try to understand this with an example. Now, in India, if banks are not you are depositing your money in bank, correct? Yes or no? Are you sure all your money is safe? That is also a private company. Yes or no? Imagine everyone is trying to withdraw the cash at the same time. Will the companies have cash? No. Because they are lending their money to others also, right? That moment they will say, we don't have cash. We will run out of money. Company will close. Bank will close. Even if banks are in that situation where they are not able to pay, government will interfere. In India, government will interfere and say, no, merge the bank. That is what happens in a lot of government cases. In India, we have seen a lot of bank mergers, a lot of interference from RBIs, government bodies. Whereas in US and all, if this happens, they'll say, yeah, bank went for a toss, yeah, that's it. They'll say they will not do it. Government will not interfere in anything. Right? Bank dies, the business, bank died, that's it. You as a depositor, you deposit, it's your fault, that's it. Are we understanding? Government plays a positive role here. Are we clear? So prices are administrated. What is pricing or administrated? MRP, you would have heard of it, right? Government will set the price. These are very important goods. Don't sell it more than this price. These are administrated. So what are the merits and demerits of mixed economy? Merits, taking both from capitalist economy and socialist economy. Demerits are still there. Sometimes government does not give full freedom actually. For the sake of giving freedom, they will not give freedom. Like, let's say India itself. Sometimes not all organizations are given fully. You do whatever you want. No, still there are excessive controls. File this GST, file that one, file this one, file that one. Lot of control systems are there, right? Still government will have red tapeism. What is red tapeism? Nothing but corruption. Okay. There can be chances of still corruption is there, right? All these are problems of mixed economy. Are we clear? Are we all clear in this? Sure. Now we'll be answering a lot of questions going forward. Okay. A lot of questions about that we'll take it after the break. We'll take a break now.